All right, so the first one is dealing with a segment, AC. So if we look at that segment and kind of label it AC, that's represented by the expression 100 minus 2x. So there's the length of AC. If M is its midpoint, so again, we can label point M and identify that it cuts the segment into two equal parts, and MC is 30, then what's the value of X? So how would we go about approaching this type of problem? Any ideas? If MC is 30, what else do you know? Good. So you know that AM and MC are congruent, so they have to be equal in measure. It'll come back on here in just a second. All right, is everybody back connected? All right. So if you look at these two parts, the two parts 30 and 30 gives you that total of 60, and you know that's equivalent to the expression for this whole measurement, 100 minus 2x. So now it's just a matter of performing the simple math here. So if we subtract a 100 from both sides, we get a negative 40 is equivalent to negative 2x. Isolate your x completely by undoing the operation, divide by a negative 2, we get x is equal to 20. Okay. So we have our answer. We can verify this if we plug it back in and check. Is it true that 100 minus 2 times 20 is equivalent to 30 plus 30? Yeah, so it checks and we have our answer 20. Right, a similar type problem is dealing with a bisected angle. So once again, if you set it up visually, it's helpful. If you have angle XYZ, so here's X, Y, and Z, and it's bisected by ray YW, so here's point W. If the angle XYZ has a measure, or I'm sorry, XYW has a measure of 50 minus 3x, and angle WYZ has a measure of 5x minus 14, then what's the measure of this whole angle XYZ? Okay, so if you're going to work through this, we know that these angles, this angle was being bisected, so the two parts are going to be congruent or equal. So what would we have to do to solve for this? Set them equal. So if we take these two expressions, 50 minus 3x, set that equal to 5x minus 14, and then solve for x. So if we add 3x to both sides, isolate our x's on the right, doing that we move all our constants over to the other side. When we solve for x, divide both sides by 8, we get x is equal to 8. So is this your answer? No. Hey, let me give you a heads up. Right? You'll hear me give you heads up every once in a while because something comes up that is a commonly missed type of problem on the final, right? Historically speaking. If I gave you a question like this on the final, I can guarantee you 8 would be one of your distractor options. It would be one of the options A, B, C, D, or E. Right? So it would be something that you'd come up with in your calculation, but it's not what the problem's asking for. So just be careful when you approach a problem, especially when it gets to the final and you're looking at the multiple choice, that you don't jump to something too quickly. Make sure you have exactly what is being asked. Okay, so once we find x here, in order to find the whole angle XYZ, what do we need to do with this x? Plug it in. So if we plug it into this first expression, we get 40 minus 14, or 26. So is 26 your solution? No. Once again, probably going to be one of the distractors if this type of question were on your final. Hey, if this is 26 degrees, what do we know the other part has to be? It's also 26, so the whole thing is going to be 52. And now, we'd also want to check this. If you have an opportunity, plug in an 8 here, 50 minus 3 times 8, to verify that both of these sides are the same measure. So 50 minus 24, does that equal 26? Yep. And so we have our solution, and you know with confidence that you got it right. All right, questions about working with the bisectors? Okay. So the next thing we'll do is let's talk through the two constructions for this session, the segment bisector and angle bisector. So go ahead and take out your construction tools. If you want, you can do it right on your book. On page 36 of your book, there should be enough room. I tried to leave room up on the top for you. If you want to, you can do the constructions right on it. If you want to do them on a separate sheet of paper, you can do that as well.